Hello everyone, this is Glory. The making of this off-shoulder blouse, we're going to be using a medium thick crepe fabric, which I've already folded into two. And they are going to be marking out our starting point line. And then for off-shoulder, we're going to offering 6.5 inches, which after sewing, turning the neckline is going to be 7 inches. We mark our bust point 10.5, under bust 10.5, our half length 17.5 inches. Front pattern half length is 17.5 inches. Our full length is going to be 24 inches. Yeah. And here I'm extending the lines to the other side 10.5, 13.5, 17.5 inches, 24 inches going to be our full length, with an extra 1 inches for turning the hem. Our bust point line, our through bust line, bust point line, our under bust, our waist length, and then our full length. We are working with a bust span of 6 inches. 6 inches divided by 2 will give us 3 inches. And to the 3 inches, we are going to add in an extra 0.5 inches, which is going to be our joining allowance, since we are cutting it directly on the fabric. So here we are going to be dividing our bust into 4. Bust measurement divided by 4. And then you mark it. Our waist measurement divided by 4 as well. But our waist measurement, I'm going to be adding an extra 2 inches to it, which I'm going to use 1 inches for my darts and 1 inches for contouring. For the starting point line, which is also our off shoulder line, we are going to be placing our shoulder measurement divided by 2. Shoulder measurement divided by 2 inches and mark. For our full length measurement, you're going to be placing your hip divided by 4 plus an extra 1 inches. That extra 1 inches, I'm going to use it for contouring. I'm going to say I'm going to take it out. For our waistline, I'm going to take half inches on both sides. That is 1 inch is off from the 2 inches we added to waistline. Then from the bust line, I'm going to come down by 1 inches and then connect your darts to it. Extend that darts so the hip, the full length, as you can see. So now it's remaining an extra 1 inch that we added to the waist circumference, and then from that dart line, mark that 1 inch. So now you've taken out the whole 2 inches. So this is my waistline. I'm still trying to make it clear. So that's my waistline. Then over to the contouring. To contour the under bust, we're going to divide our under bust circumference by 4. And then what you get, you take it out from your under bust line. So from the starting point, measure it to the first dart line. What you have there, lift it up and then continue the measurement on the second dart line, exactly as I'm doing it. So what is your under bust circumference? Mark it. Yeah, there's still a space left, and then you're going to measure out that space left. And for this blouse, I have an extra 1.75 inches, and then that 1.75 inches I'm going to take from that dart line. I'm going to take 1.25 on that side. Yeah, I'm marking 1.25 exactly. Then from the other side, I'm going to complete the remaining 1.75 inches there. And then with your rule, connect them together. As you can see, this one I connected to that extra 1 inches that will take from the waistline. To the other one, I connected directly to the dart line, to that dart line. And then you curve your waist. See the placement of my ruler, my master curve. Place it, create your bust curve. That's a perfect contouring. This way you cinch your under bust very well. And then to our off shoulder line, I'm taking 0.65 inches on both sides, and then I'm connecting them together. That's to tighten and remove excess from the off shoulder line. The purpose of the dart is to take out any form of excesses. That's to contour the off shoulder line. Right here, I'm going to come in by 1.25. I'm coming by 1.25 or 1.5 inches, depending on how full your bust is or less full your bust is. So here I came in from that line, I came in by 1.25. Then I'm going to connect it to my bust line. Remember on the hip line, we did hip circumference divided by 4 plus an extra 1 inches. So that's 1 inches I took out, and then I'm connecting it together with my waist darts. I'm going to take that off, and then I'm adding my seam allowance of 1 inches. And then for the hip line, there's no excess fabric there. So I'm going to sew it. So if you have excess fabric and just managing this fabric, you can add an extra 1.5 inches or to 2 inches for sewing allowance. Yeah. So here I'm marking out my sweetheart neckline. Depending on how deep you want it to be, just freestyle. Create your sweetheart neckline really the way you want it. Then to the tricks of preventing, after joining the center front and the side front pattern together, one side is longer than the other. So you measure from your bust point line, measure your dart line on the two sides. From here, for me, I have 4 inches, and the other side also have 4 inches. But assuming I measured from my bust point line, I measured the dart leg. That dart line is in excess. One side is in excess. So this is how I'm going to take it out. As we have half inches excess, just from that line, extend your line by the half inches and curve it. If it's on this side up front, take it like this and curve it to your sweet heart neckline. But for me, for this pattern, it is equal. It's giving some for 4 inches, and so there will be no need for that. And then this is our front pattern ready, and then we're going to be cutting it out. And then to the armhole line, I added 0.5 inches for joining allowance. So I'm going to notch my lines under bust line, bust point line, waistline on the two sides, as well as the center front. I'm going to notch them. It's going to help me in joining the fabrics together. And then for our back pattern, I fold the fabrics again into two, and I'm marking out half inches for my zip allowance. You can use 1.5 inches, even 1.5 inches or 1 inches, depending on how you want it for joining your zipper. But for me, I'm using half inches for this blouse. Cutting the back part of the blouse, we are going to be using our front pattern as a guide. So place the two pieces together and placing the bust curve on top of the other, because the back does not have bust yet. Yeah, that's a trick. Just cover the curve, and then every other thing is the same, apart from creating the zipper allowance. And then there will be no sweetheart neckline for the back as well. That's the two differences there. That's the two differences in the front and the back pattern, because I'm using 1/2 inches for my zipper allowance. So I created so I marked my 1/2 inches, and then this is the waistline. Remember, the front waist and the back waist are not the same, and that is the front waistline. For our back waistline is 15.5 inches. The front is 17.5 inches. So I'm going to come up from that center the center back line, at center back by like this is me marking the 15.5 inches. That is 3 inches difference we get, and then I'm creating that curve to the tip. Remember, we are using 0.5 inches for our zipper allowance. Trying to contour the back to prevent the bugginess, zip bugginess, and then extend it down to the hip line. Then on that waistline to the side, I'm going to add in that 1/2 inches for zipper allowance, that end, which after when joining the zipper, it is going to take out that 1/2 inches. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So I marked it there, and I'm going to connect it to the full length and then the bust line, I call it the armhole line now. And then for my off shoulder line at the back, I came down by 1 inches and curved it to the line. This is me trying to trace out the armhole curve, and then for that end I came down by 1 inches, as you see. And then cut out the back pattern. And to my sewing machine, I have cut out the lining for all the pieces. That's the center front. They are the side front. This is the center front with the lining. That's the back pattern and the lining as well. So open it up and join the front pieces together, the sides together, as well as that of the lining. Then with my pin, I'm going to be placing the notches I created together. That will be a guide to having a perfect blouse. So with my pin, I'm tacking them together before running them over with my stitch. So this is the front pattern after sewing, and that's the lining. And then I'm going to be notching all my curve, like the cuffed bust area, notching them with my scissors. After which I'm going to press it flat open with the aid of my iron. So this is it after ironing. That's what I have. All neat and yeah, well laid. And that's my stripe, my strap. I'm going to put adding my strap there. This way I added it initially. At the end I found out that it's too close. So from that post point stitch, I went towards the side by 2 inches. Just 2 inches. But you can leave it this way if it's okay by you. So for me, I later adjusted it to the side. Right here, I'm going to place your lining to the fabric, front side facing each other. Pin it down to secure it in place and then run it over with your sewing machine. As you sew, stop, take out your needle. Sew, stop, take out your needle. Make sure that in place, and then that is it. So after sewing it, I notched it to create an ease and make it lay flat after sewing. Get. So yeah, I notched it. After notching it, I opened it, and then I'm going to run in a stop stitch on it. Top stitch is pushing the half inches you sewed on to your lining and then tacking it down very close to your initial stitch at least 0.25 inches, just to make it lay flat. So after sewing, your lining will not be popping out at the neck region. So here I found out that the curve, like that my armhole curve, like there's a pointy area around that armhole curve, so I'm trying to curve it down, as you can see me do. I'm taking at that pointy edge, after which I cut it off with my ruler. This is after I've loosened my stitch, like I loosened the stitch I created earlier on that neckline, and then I'm trying to trace out that pointy edge, after which I'm going to be sewing it again. So this is what we have after. More perfect. So I'm going to be reducing my lining by half inches. So I'm going to taking out half inches from the lining. Remember we added 1 inches while cutting this blouse for hemming. So I'm reducing the lining by half an inch, and then I'm going to be sewing it together, like the right side of the lining facing the right side of the main fabric. By half inches we're going to be sewing it together. So after sewing it now, taking out half inches from the main fabric for stitching the lining to the main fabric, and then we have an extra half inches on the main fabric. That half inches I'm going to use it to pull it up, like you're going to see it, to pull the fabric up so that the line will not be showing at the hem. Like it's going to be a neat finish. You're going to see it in a jiffy. So yes, as you can see, that's the half inches I'm talking about. I use it to pull in the lining upwards, and then with my iron I'm trying to press it down. Like that's how the hem is. Yeah, and this is the back pattern. So I'm trimming out that curved edge from the back pattern, and then I'm going to be turning the shoulder with the lining and then hemming it just as we did from the front pattern. Yeah, for the strap, now we came off by 7 inches for the back of the front, and then to the back we came down an extra 1 inches. The thing there is that 7, that means they have 7 for the front and 8 for the back, which is a total of 15 inches. And then to that 15 inches I'm taking out 1.5 inches just to make it tight. So yeah, then place it between each strap, between the front, the main fabric for the back, and the lining, and tack it down. After which you're going to stop stitching it just as we did for the front piece. So this is me top stitching the off shoulder neckline for the back pattern. Yeah, just make sure that your strap is straight while placing it. Just arrange it to make sure that the front is not twisted, you get. And then repeat the same thing for the other side of the back pattern. So this is what we have after stitching the neckline and the hemming line. Then you're going to be placing one side facing each other, and we are going to be shaping the sides together. As simple as that. So this is what we have after sewing it. So that's what we have after sewing it, and then I'm going to be weaving it, the edges together. If you now have a weave machine, you can use a bias for it, or you'd have turned the edges with your lining before while sewing. So yeah, so that I'm going to be attaching our zipper, and that's it. Our shirts, our blouse is ready. Bye.